Mastering the Art of Saying No, a guide for product leaders. Saying no is one of the most challenging yet essential skills for a product leader. But let's be honest, it's never easy, especially when the person you need to say no to is your boss. What if I told you there's a way to say no that not only keeps the relationship intact, but also builds trust and collaboration? If you're intrigued, take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more leaders and managers like you. Now, here's the key. The best way to say no is by genuinely trying to say yes first. Let me explain. The parenting lesson. Every now and then, my daughters come to me with a new idea or request. It could be mental, physical, financial, or all of the above. Honestly, many of these ID. 11:31 p.m., the 21st of November, 2024, Paul Santos, How to be a manager people respect and want to work for. You would be hard-pressed to find someone who hasn't worked for a terrible boss. Sadly, bad bosses are everywhere, and while leadership training has improved, we still have a long way to go in building better relationships with employees. Take a moment to like this video. It helps us spread these important lessons to more leaders and managers like you. Like everyone else, I've had my fair share of bad bosses. I could tell you endless stories about their poor decisions, lack of empathy, and destructive behavior. But instead of focusing on the negatives, let's talk about how to do better as leaders. Here are some lessons and practices I've learned over the years to become the kind of manager people actually want to work for. Keep your word to build trust. If you promise something to an employee, do your absolute best to keep that promise. Obviously, things can change, but don't be the boss who says one thing and then does the opposite. I once had a manager who constantly changed their mind. They would outline a direction for our team, only to completely reverse it days later without explanation. Over time, this became a pattern, and it eroded my trust in them. I learned to stop taking their word seriously, which made me disengage from my work. As a manager, your word is your bond. Following through builds trust, and trust is the foundation of a strong team. Have an open-door policy and open communication. Employees need to feel they can come to you with their concerns, ideas, or questions. If they don't, you'll miss out on valuable input and end up out of touch with what's happening on the ground. I've worked under bosses who were intimidating and unapproachable. When problems arose, no one wanted to speak up, and by the time they found out, it was often too late to fix the issue. Having an open-door policy means being accessible and approachable. But it also means controlling your emotions. If an employee brings bad news, don't shoot the messenger. Take time to process the information calmly before reacting. When employees feel heard and respected, they're more likely to collaborate and support you in achieving team goals. Be empathetic and caring during hard times. Life happens. Employees face personal challenges like illness, family issues, or grief. How you handle these moments speaks volumes about your leadership. I'll never forget a manager who showed me kindness during a difficult time. I had just lost a family member, and instead of pressuring me about deadlines, they gave me the time and space I needed to grieve. That compassion made me feel valued as a person, not just an employee. On the flip side, I've seen managers guilt-trip employees for taking time off during personal emergencies. Those employees never forgot the lack of empathy, and their loyalty to the company diminished as a result. Show compassion. Employees will remember how you treated them during their toughest moments. Forgive mistakes. Even your best employees will make mistakes. When they do, show grace. Focus on solving the problem rather than blaming the person. I've made my share of mistakes as a manager. One time, I overlooked a key detail in a project plan, which caused a delay. My team didn't criticize me, they rallied to fix the issue. That experience reminded me of the importance of supporting employees when they stumble. Mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow. Be the manager who helps employees recover, not the one who tears them down. Don't be on a power trip. Everyone knows you're the boss. You don't need to constantly remind them or use your authority to intimidate. Instead, focus on empowering your team. I once worked under a manager who took credit for everything our team accomplished. It demoralized us and made us feel invisible. Contrast that with another boss who celebrated our successes publicly and gave us the recognition we deserved. Guess which team was more motivated? Praise your employees openly and handle criticism privately. A little acknowledgement goes a long way in boosting morale and productivity. Employees don't need you as much as you need them. This might be controversial, but it's true. Hard-working, reliable employees are the backbone of any organization, and they're not easy to replace. A former colleague of mine quit because their boss consistently undervalued their contributions. It wasn't until they left that the manager realized how much they relied on their expertise. Treat your employees with respect and appreciation. Show them that their work matters, and they'll be more likely to stay and give their best effort. Final thoughts. Being a great manager isn't about power or authority, it's about trust, empathy, and collaboration. When you treat your employees with respect and care, you create an environment where people want to work, and that benefits everyone. If these tips resonated with you, take a moment to like this video. And if you want to keep learning how to be a better leader, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. What's your experience with good or bad managers? Share your stories in the comments, we'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.